Summer's in full swing, and that's evident as the valley battles mosquitoes and ticks. Infectious disease specialist Dr. Dee Banks joins us now to talk about how we can protect ourselves. Doctor, it's great to be with you.
Thank you, Madison. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, so when it comes to mosquitoes, the #1 concern is the West Nile virus. The latest tests have found the virus is in mosquitoes in Poland. So what do you think people need to be concerned about with that?
Well, 'tis the season, and I think now, now that we know that it's in our backyard, and we kind of knew this anyway historically, that I think you need to be careful about how mosquitoes breed. And we've had a lot of rain. In fact, it just rained this morning, and I would caution everyone to make sure that you don't have pots with stagnating water or kiddie pools that stay out with water. Those kind of environments are breeding grounds for mosquitoes.
Okay, got it. And what are the signs and symptoms of West Nile virus?
Well, West Nile can kind of go the gamut. I mean, probably from the patients that I have seen, headache is the biggest one, followed by fever. And patients can really get quite sick, especially those people that are over the age of 60 to 70. So it really can be a pretty nasty infectious disease for those who get it.
Yeah, it's important to watch out for. And can you tell us a little bit about how it can be treated?
Well, really, pretty much symptomatically, there are no drugs or things like that we give. We call it treating symptomatically. Tylenol, if needed, fluids if the patient happens to vomit. That doesn't happen a lot. But we just really pretty much just try to wait it out. And sometimes, unfortunately, patients end up in the hospital. And we do similar things at that juncture, too.
Yeah. And the CDC is also reporting that emergency room visits are up with patients treated for tick bites. So how can patients know if they've contracted Lyme disease from that?
Well, interestingly enough, surprising to me, we in this area see quite a bit of Lyme. And Lyme pretty much runs the gamut, too, in terms of symptoms. But I think other than finding a tick bite on you, which I think, now a lot of people like to get out and walk and run during trails and so forth. Other than finding a tick on you, a rash. And I would say that might be the first symptom or the highlighting symptom that people should maybe look for.
Mm-hmm. And if someone does, contract Lyme disease, is there anything that people can do early on to treat it or, of course, to prevent it?
Well, first of all, if you have a tick bite, you probably should call your doctor and first of all, take the tick out if you can. And as you know, emergency rooms have gone up for a lot of reasons with these ticks. But yes, there can be prophylactic antibiotics, antimicrobials that are given to individuals who report a tick bite. And that really is up to your own physician to determine whether you're one of those individuals who would benefit by prophylactic treatment.
Yeah, so best to call your doctor. And just overall, doctor, what's your advice to people who are spending lots of time outside? Of course, it is summer. Like you mentioned, we have been seeing lots of rain, and people may be exposed to these pests. So, what can we watch for, or what should we do when we're outdoors or right when we get back from being outside?
Well, now you have to be careful. First of all, you need to wear long pants, tuck your pants and socks, wear long sleeves, use DEET. Now is not the time to go on Google and find the latest, greatest treatment for mosquitoes or ticks. DEET. And then pyrimethamine treated clothes. And you can go to your local sports gear shop to find that. And those are the really FDA. You want something that's from the FDA, the Federal Drug Administration, approved. And, like I said, maybe try to stay away from those wooded areas. A lot of people like to do trail runs. But you have to be careful now because tick bites are on the rise. Mosquitoes are on the rise. We have climate situations that make it warmer. These organisms, these animals are not dying in colder climates like they used to. And they used to be found in the Northeast. Well, they're moving south. They're moving to the Midwest, like us.
Right, we're seeing those changes. We appreciate your advice as always. Thank you so much, Dr. Dee Banks.
Thank you. Thank you.